Buying a home is likely the largest purchase you'll ever make, so it shouldn't come as a surprise that the road to homeownership is a complex one. What's it like to buy your first home? Let's find out on What Works Now.
AOL Real Estate, helping you find out what works now.
There's a host of professionals that can help you purchase a home, but it's a good idea to learn about the home buying process and all of its many steps before you start looking at properties. We decided to chat with a homeowner to ask him about his experience.
I purchased my home this summer, and I knew it was the right time because I wanted to take advantage of President Obama's first-time home buyer tax credit, and there was a deadline coming up, and I made it just in time.
Obtaining a mortgage can be a complex process. First, it's always a good idea to get pre-approved for a loan so you can look for homes within your price range.
I was pre-approved for a mortgage, and I actually found it incredibly helpful for two reasons. One, it signaled to the sellers that I was a serious buyer and that I was getting ready to make a move. And second, it also allowed me to really understand what kind of home I could afford and what would fit within my budget.
How did you choose the type of mortgage that you wanted?
I chose a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. Mortgage rates, as you know, are at historic lows, and I wanted to make sure that I got that really low interest rate and locked it in for a long time.
It's also a good idea to work with a real estate agent who can help you find properties and negotiate the sale.
I was actually very fortunate because my broker was a friend of mine. I only wish that I had reached out to him a long time before I did. He was able to point me in the direction of neighborhoods that I should consider, and he had access to listings that weren't necessarily posted online. So with his help, I was able to really move the process quickly, and I was in my new home in a matter of months.
Many first-time home buyers are amazed by how long it can take to buy a house.
It took me over a year to find my home. I must have gone to over 50 open houses. But it was worth the time invested. You really want to make sure that the home that you're purchasing is just that, a home. And the second I walked into my new place, I knew that was it, that I was home.
Did you know what you were looking for in a home before you started your search?
I had a couple of things that I really knew I wanted in a new home. The first was, I wanted something that was move-in ready. I didn't want to have to do any work before I got there. Second was, I wanted a view, something that I could just look out onto and daydream. And third, and really most importantly, I wanted it to be in a neighborhood where my mom and my 6-year-old niece could wander around and just feel completely comfortable. And where I'm at now, it's right close to a very beautiful park. There are lots of little restaurants that are always opening up. There are bike paths everywhere, and it's close to all kinds of public transportation. It's really in the ideal location.
Were there any roadblocks during the process?
There was one roadblock during this process, and that was I had a difficult seller. She really slowed things down. She took her time returning calls and returning paperwork, and on the day of the closing, she tried to negotiate additional money. But I was really lucky that I had a broker that could really take charge of the situation, and he handled everything for me.
Now that you're a homeowner and a bit of an expert, what do you wish you had known and could have done differently?
The one thing that I would have done differently, I would have hired my broker sooner. He really helped with every part of this process.
Now that you've heard a homeowner's first-hand experience, you should have some great insights on what to expect when you buy your first home.
For more great videos, log on to realestate.aol.com.